Hi, my name is Anna and I want to figure out cottagecore. I have a funny story. I was born in the year 1995, and so that puts me smack dab in some weird non-generational time period. I am neither Gen Z nor fully millennial, and so with that, I often feel in flux with the trends, with what is going on in this world, and one of those things being TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. I downloaded it for like 10 minutes, didn't really get it, and just reverted back to going and watching them on YouTube, which is probably one of the most millennial things you could do, or even boomer. But with that being said, cottagecore was something that piqued my interest, that made me feel happy inside and just seen. I felt seen, and every time I watch a cottagecore TikTok, I am just once again reminded how deeply I want to live in a cottage in the woods. To live a cottagecore life in the city is a question I've had, and wondering, is it possible? And so, my goal this week is to do one cottagecore-y thing a day, to see if there is any sustainable way of implementing the ideals of cottagecore. And throughout this week, I'll also talk about some slightly problematic things that come with cottagecore and some beneficial things that come with cottagecore, and what that means to me. So if this is something that you're interested in, definitely stay tuned in this video. And if not, I'll catch you in the next one. So one thing that I want to point out is that cottagecore is an internet aesthetic, right? And an internet aesthetic is not necessarily a real life lifestyle. There are people who live a slow, kind of pioneering life. 100% you can check out Fairyland Cottage, Girl in Calico for things like that. But overall, I would say majority of people are not out in the countryside, milking their cows. Like, that's not a true reality of the millions of people who do or ascribe to cottagecore things. And so I started to think, okay, what is the first thing to check off the list? And to me, that is my surroundings. That is my home. And I kind of already had a lot of things that fit the aesthetic, because once again, it's just something that was a part of what I've always been interested in. I've always enjoyed more natural prints and textures and touches in the home. So for example, my sheets, light, but these sheets I've had for over a year. And so, okay, this rug I actually recently purchased, and it's from IKEA, and it's got kind of like potato sack. I can't think of what it's called, but it's like that material, and it ties in with like the warmer earth tones that are going on in my room. And so I picked that up for literally $3 because there's a summer sale. So that's kind of the first thing that I did, and that started last week. I kind of switched out a couple of things, and a lot of this stuff I have had for a while. Like, those dried flowers have been there for like over a year now, and that's why I love dried flowers. The true first thing that I want to do is organize some recipes. They're honestly just kind of all over the place. I started organizing them yesterday between desserts and dinner. And what I'm gonna do is cut them up and put them in their own books. So today I just want to start with desserts, I think. Mainly because it's my favorite. Yesterday I haven't fully decided how I'm gonna organize it, but I'm gonna start cutting up recipes and pasting them in here, and make notes on the side for things that I've changed and stuff like that. So that's my thought of the day, or I guess task of the day. Okay, this is day one's outfit. So essentially I have on this white crop top with puffed sleeves that I tie a bow here. And it hits me right at my midline and meets pretty much where this skirt does. This is a high-waisted A-line skirt from ASOS, and it hits me about mid-thigh. And it is very tight-fitting. I cannot eat a big lunch in it. And you guys already saw my headband. I have on this headband to tie in some mustard because I love like little yellow touches. I'm just going to wear Birkenstocks with it because it is 90 degrees outside and I'm not excited about it. I'm also going to be bringing this bag, and it's from a Cozy, and I'm gonna throw on these yellow sunglasses to go with my headband. And I don't know if this is really cottagecore-y aesthetic, but it's as close as I kind of want to get today, considering it's hot as hell outside. And of course I'm going to be wearing my mask, so I'm headed to Costco. I will show you guys my outfit tomorrow. So I wanted to show you, before I sign off, my DIY project of the day, which is this dessert baked goods little notebook. So I covered the title here and I put it my own like paper and stickers on there. I bought like a pack of kind of cafe stickers, and I basically wrote my notes on the recipes on the side and added some more stickers to the whole shebang. And it's not necessarily like the cutest thing, like I'm no bullet journal person, but I think it came out really well, and I like it. It's organized. So yeah, so that's pretty much the end of day one's cottagecore adventure. Truthfully, I don't really know what I plan on doing tomorrow. I have a letter I've been meaning to send out actually to my friend, so I might write a few more and give them to some other people. Debating on that, or go to a cafe. The possibilities, but I'm gonna sign off here. It is currently pouring rain outside, and I'm headed to the post office to go mail out a letter that I wrote my friend. And this is kind of my cottagecore thing I'm gonna do, but I want to do something else, so we'll see. Howdy-ho, folks. It is day 3 of my kind of cottagecore challenge, and as you can see here, we're gonna do a little bit of baking. So yesterday was pretty chill. I went and mailed a letter like you guys saw, and then afterwards I just picked up a couple of things that I needed in order to do this recipe, but also just a few knickknacks that I needed for my home. So that was pretty much it. I really did just take it super easy, and I read a bunch of Avatar comic, and that's kind of it. So I don't know if that you consider that a fail. I would say it falls under cottagecore. There are aspects of cottagecore where, you know, it is about leisure, it is about taking it slow and easy, and I think that I pretty much did that yesterday. So I don't know, I don't consider it a fail, but I guess I just didn't really do anything like hardcore TikTok cottagecore the way this is going to be. Hi, this is Editing Anna, and I recognize that my handkerchief is definitely down for a good portion of the first half of this. Please ignore, it bothers me, but I fix it in the second part when I'm talking about the problematic parts of cottagecore. So that's it. Okay, bye. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I want to do painted lemon cookies. Watercolor painted lemon cookies. I saw a cottagecore TikTok on this, and I'll have it linked down below. And I wanted to give my hand at it because I have free time this week, and because I just love making, I love baking to begin with, like I've mentioned before, but I just want to try making something particularly beautiful to look at and to eat. So I've kind of pre-measured a lot of the things here, but what I have here is about 2 cups of flour, 1/3 cup of cornstarch, and like a pinch of salt, and I've mixed that together. I've got about 1/2 cup of butter cut up and softened here. I've got my lemon zest, an egg, sugar off to the side, and oh, and I need lemon juice, but that'll be incorporated later. So first what I have to do is kind of continue to soften the butter in here, and it said to use a wooden spoon, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna kind of beat it down with a wooden spoon. Okay, so I have done the butter, and now I'm going to add my 1/2 cup of sugar to this and continue to mix. Now, I said that I would talk about some of the problematic parts of cottagecore, and I do want to touch upon them. I remember seeing in a post that my friend shared that there is a part of cottagecore that is tied to colonialism, and that is something that I feel like we can't ignore. Historically speaking, what this aesthetic primarily refers to is a kind of pastoral time in which the rich elite would go to the countryside and pretend to live a rural life, and kind of gamify, costumify this kind of lifestyle. And honestly, it's not an easy life to go out into the countryside and do stuff like this. And there's a lot of modern conveniences that have made life a lot easier, like grocery stores and just motorized things and other aspects of modern life that have made living out this fantasy just a lot more easy and accessible. But it is rooted in this pastoralism kind of mentality. And in addition to that, I want to speak a little bit more modern and add that this is an aesthetic that is quite whitewashed. And I don't want it to sound like I hate white people, because we're in 2020 people. Like, I don't hate white people, but I do think that there needs to be more than just white people that represents an aesthetic, especially something like this. And there are a lot of people of color who are on this train and just don't get the kind of recognition that they deserve. And I think that that's more my kind of issue with all of this, because I think, you know, pastoralism aside and all of that, there you can enjoy an aesthetic and understand its roots, but then you also have to include diversity in it as well. And I find that for a lot of things, especially on TikTok, it just is really hard to get that recognition and get that, I guess, audience. As a person of color, as everything else in America and in this world, as a person of color, you have to work 10 times harder to get half the recognition that a white person can get quite easily. And I believe there's a girl here on YouTube that her name is also Anna, but she has 2 N's in it. And she talked about this, and she mentioned the troubling aspects of cottagecore and how we can kind of recognize the roots and recognize the problematic structures in place that support what it is, while also working to dismantle those things in current modern society and work to include that diversity. So that's why I'm kind of here doing this video, is to kind of add to the face of cottagecore in a sense, and to show that you don't have to be white to do things. And I think for a person of color, it can be tricky to balance a lot of your interests, because there seems to be a box that we have to be in, and if you don't fit that box, then you as a person are whitewashed. And I think that that's quite unfair to put on ourselves and to put on others. And you know, you can have interest in baking, you can have interest in dressing like you're from like the 18th century. You can enjoy all of these things and still be whatever you are. I think we shouldn't feel like we have to limit ourselves simply because of the color of our skin, basically. And so that is part of the problems that I find within the community, and just acknowledging that there needs to be more diversity in it, more diversity of what cottagecore is, because it tends to rely on this white European narrative, and there are a lot of cottagecore things that can come from the different ethnicity like backgrounds, if that makes any sense. Like, there are aspects of cottagecore that align with Puerto Rican culture, that align with Mexican culture, and things like that. So that's my 2 cents on that. Is to just acknowledge the roots, acknowledge the problematic structures in place, and work actively to dismantle them in your real day-to-day life. You can enjoy dressing the way you want to dress, you can enjoy the things that you want to do and read and be influenced by, but also acknowledge the time era that you're in and your privileges that are in place, and do your best to actively work against them and your own biased beliefs. And that's that. So, okay, I have officially creamed the butter and sugar in all of that time. So let me check as to what is next in this recipe. Basically what it says is I have to add the egg, which I will do. And it's just 1 egg. Be careful not to get shells in. Lord Jesus Christ Almighty, I got a shell in. What a fail. Alright, I think I can get it with me. Yes! Ha ha ha. Okay, so it said to incorporate the egg and mix that in. And if someone could explain to me why I have to use a wooden spoon, that would be great. I mean, aesthetics aside, I don't really get the function of the wooden spoon here. It specifically told me wooden spoon. It also said to add lemon zest, and I have about a whole lemon zested in here. And I'm just gonna pour that in. Lovely. Ooh, this smells super lemony. Okay. So, just as a heads up, this is kind of what my batter is looking like. And then I was supposed to sift the flour and cornstarch before, but what I'm going to do is sift it into the batter. When you sift flour and stuff into your batter, it makes it more airy. So I want these cookies to be really fluffy, and I think the cornstarch will help do that, but I'm going to go get my sifter now. Oh. Okay, so the dough is mixed, and I don't have cling wrap, so we're gonna use aluminum foil and hope for the best. And it says to chill in the fridge for about 15 minutes. So that is what I will do, and while it is chilling, I'll show you guys my outfit of the day. Okay, so this is my ensemble for today. I just have on this kind of puffed, it kind of doesn't know what to do, whether it wants to be off the shoulder or not, but it's this puff linen shirt that I got from H&M earlier this year. And then I have on these linen overall jumpers that are like olive green, and I got these off of Depop. And it's super lightweight and easy breezy, and linen washes pretty easily, and you don't actually have to wash it all that often. But I will put my apron back on because I attract flour and dirt like nobody's business. So I'm gonna put that back on, and I'll show you guys like my little bandana situation. Okay, and then on my head I just have on this kind of silk bandana that I picked up at Daiso recently, which is like the dollar store in South Korea. And that is my ensemble. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but very cute, and I feel like very cottagecore-y. And then I have my little checkered apron that I should keep on because I attract flour and mess like nobody's business. So I don't want to get flour all over me. I'm gonna keep this on. Okay. So I have about another 10 minutes to wait, and while I do that, I think I'm gonna make, no, I'll make the icing while the cookies bake. But yeah, so I'm gonna wait another 10 minutes and then we'll pop back in. Cool. Okay, so it has been chilled. I have floured my rolling pin, I have floured the board, and now we are going to roll this out to about 1/2 inch thick. I think I need more flour. So I suck at rolling things out, so forgive me for the fail that is about to go down here. But I'm gonna try my best. And I'll tune back in. Actually, I might be done. I thought this was gonna take a little bit longer. A little bit longer. Okay. Is this 1/2 inch? How do you know what 1/2 inch is? Question of the day. I think this is probably about 1 inch. So I'm gonna, oh. I'm so scared of breaking it. Okay. Alright, I'll come back once I am done because I think I might actually take a little bit. I'm pretty sure I did the close to the best that I can do. This is about 1/2 inch, I am guessing. And then I have these little cookie cutouts. I have a butterfly, oh my god, what is this called? A shamrock, a clover, and then a star. I really wanted a circle, and I might just use my sugar cap for a circle. Let's see if this works actually. Okay, let's try it. Oh my god, I think it works. Oh no, oh no, no, it doesn't work. Okay, it kind of works. Okay, it's not a perfect circle, and it's a bit small, but one cookie down. Let's do a butterfly cutout. How do you send help? Oh, okay, I did it. You guys can tell I do cutout. Oh my god, it's so cute! Can you see it? It's a little butterfly. So cute. Also, I'm gonna go preheat my oven while I do this. So you have to heat it up to about 375 Celsius, which is roughly about 180 Celsius. Wait, what? 375 Fahrenheit is roughly about 180 Celsius. Yeah, okay. Star. Oh, fudge. Okay, I didn't do this right. Okay, save the star. They are so cute. Oh my god. This might be the most proud I've ever been of anything. Okay, I'm gonna do another circle. So I'm gonna keep cutting these out until I have enough to fill the pan, basically. Okay, so they're gonna go into the oven for about 12 minutes. And I'm just keep an eye. One of my little clovers lost its tail, but it's still beautiful. Alright, I have about one more batch in the oven. I have a batch here that's cooling. I have another batch cooling, and I'm trying one. Okay, I took out the first batch at around 11 minutes. Okay, that's not real. Hold on. Took out the first batch at around 11 minutes, and they are crunchy. I took this batch out at 10 minutes, and I think they're going to be softer. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but Alright, they're lemony. They're what I thought they would be, basically. I don't know why I expected them to be soft and fluffy when that probably won't work for like painting them. But yeah, they taste good. So success on the cookie itself. Once that batch is done, I'm going to get started on making the frosting, and then once everything is cooled, I will start to frost them. Once they're frosted, they have to rest for about 12 hours is what most recipes call for. So I'm basically just going to leave them overnight, and then tomorrow I will show you guys my painting process, which is probably going to be a big fail. I am not an artiste, but I'm excited to try it nonetheless. Okay, so I have my cookies cooling here, and I have about 2 cups of icing sugar or powdered sugar. I have 1 egg white, and then I have the juice of 1 whole lemon, which is about 2 tablespoons, and I'm gonna just mix and incorporate it. And that's how you make, oh my gosh, is it jelly icing? Queen jelly icing? Queen icing? I'll insert the name here. Then we're gonna add my egg white and add my lemon juice and just whisk. And you can add or subtract sugar according to how thick you want your icing to be. I might add a bit more icing because this is kind of runnier than I want it to be. So I'm gonna add a little bit more icing sugar, and then I will get these done. Okay, so this is my icing, and it's a little bit thicker now. It's still a little runny, but truthfully, I don't want to over add any sugar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lightly pass this over the cookies. You're supposed to kind of pipe squeeze them, but truthfully, I am terrified of messing that up, and I don't have a proper one, so I'm just gonna do it by hand. So I spilt my cookies all over the floor. That's only a couple though. I saved most of them. Okay, so they are messily iced. And I dropped half the batch like I showed you. So, not so excited about that. Okay, so like I said, they have to now sit for about 12 hours before I'm able to paint on them. So that's pretty much it for today, and I am exhausted. Alright, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.